Well, wasn't that an absolute knockout? Hello and welcome to FTTR, I'm Ewan McQuaid, and today I am talking about the Knockouts Roundtable, a Zoom-esque sort of Q&A session with members, legends of the Knockouts division in Impact Wrestling. Those legends are Gail Kim, Christy Hemme, ODB, Miss Tessmacher, aka Brooke Tessmacher. I could never feel like I'm saying that right. Even in the Superman films, I never feel like I'm saying that right. Taryn Terrell and Velvet Sky. Now, I was interested in this from the offset when I signed up for Impact Plus because I was like, the Knockouts is something I've always sort of dipped in and out of. I've heard it's amazing, but due to, another wrestling company sort of, taking a lot of time away from Impact and now fully getting back into Impact, I was like, you know what, I'm going to dive into this. I'm going to see some of the history of that division, what made that division tick. And that's why I thought this was really, really interesting, because it gives someone like me, who is a newbie, well, not necessarily a newbie, a sort of lapsed fan, if you will, of Impact Wrestling, a look at the history of the Knockouts division. And that, to me, was really cool. I think having Gail Kim be sort of the figurehead, as she was, of the Knockouts division of this discussion, I thought was really nice, really interesting, gave her a good role. And yeah, there was a lot of interesting information in here. A lot of the women who were part of this discussion did have dabblings in WWE, whether it be a tryout, whether it be a few matches, but they all come back to Impact, and that's something that I found very interesting, was the locker room nature. Every single person in this Zoom call referred to it as a sisterhood, which I think is really cool. It's not necessarily sort of a toxic environment, as Velvet Sky says when she discusses going to WWE towards the end of the stream. It just feels really nice. It feels really homely, and a lot of the people sort of get praise for putting that division on watch, if you will. As in, this is must-watch TV. We're going to give the women a chance to main event the show, to have banger after banger. And surprisingly, a name that pops up is Vince Russo. Vince Russo, who, killed WCW, but according to these terrific athletes, he gave them time. He gave them an absolute sort of platform to do what they want, because they were drawing viewers, maybe not necessarily in the Hogan Bischoff era, which again they refer to as the least favourite era because wasn't that whack. But I can't really complain about this. I just think it's interesting to hear their stories. It's a different take on a regular documentary where you've got just these incredible women telling stories, whether it be their title win, whether it be their debuts in the company, whether it be their personal lives outside of the ring. It's just a nice 60-minute sit-down show, which I think is really cool. The only sad bit is that because it's Zoom, because of course it is, ODB just sort of blinks out and technical issues take her away from being part of the discussion, which is sad. You want a full perspective. You obviously don't get it, but that's Zoom for you. Zoom is shit. But other than that, I just thought this was really fun. I can't wait to dive back into some of the classic matches, such as the Gauntlet, which they reference, that Gail Kim wins, where a lot of the women in the Roundtable sort of made their debut. And there's a lot of sort of talk about, sacrifice. There's a lot of talk about lockdown and all the different matches that these women had together. There's a lot of interesting storylines that I'm so intrigued to go back and see now, and pairing this with watching the last 2 episodes of Impact and seeing, Deonna Purrazzo, Mickie James, and all of the incredible women who are, pioneering women's wrestling at a time when the 2 major companies, WWE and AEW, are failing in that regard, in my opinion. Impact have always boasted a strong women's division, and this puts an exclamation point on it for me. I really loved watching this. I thought it was really fun, really insightful, and I would highly recommend it if you're looking to check out more women's wrestling and just support women's wrestling, because if we don't support women's wrestling, then what, the Becky Lynches, the Britt Bakers, we're not going to get stars of that calibre anymore. And Impact are doing it the best, in my opinion. So go check out Impact, go check out the Knockouts division, and yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will try and reply to every single one of you. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.